as I was saying, this recording feeds into the first half hour of the broadcast for next week, where there'll be an edit of what we do live this week, sort of remixed and cut with other things and so on. Last week we did some improv, didn't we? We did.
Terrible. I can't.
Yeah,
I
can't.
But
your interjections as a technician were excellent.
I can't improvise. I really just
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it.
But I think it was a fun way to start this. And today I thought, rather than improvising, we would write some stuff and then turn it into a radio play. But we're not going to write from our heads. We're going to write from books and dictionaries. Do you know about the L.P.E group? It was a group of, in Paris, a group of experimental writers. The most famous writer to come out of it was the Cuban-Italian writer Italo Calvino. And it was about finding just different ways of coming up with text. So it consisted of loads and loads of like language games and things. And sometimes they did things like making a text entirely out of images and then having to translate that back, and this kind of practice now is made all the more fun by the digital technology, which enables one to do things like put the lyrics of the Teddy Bear's Picnic into Google Translate it to Hawaiian, then put the Hawaiian text into Google Translate and read what comes out the other end, which is a very different text to the Teddy Bear's Picnic. So the L.P.E people would have really liked the digital world, or one of the small things that's fun in the digital world. And among their techniques was a technique which they called N+, in which you take a found text, which can be anything, and then every time, I'm terrible with the technical terms, but I think every time basically it comes to like a noun, you, instead of transcribing the word which is in the text, you instead open the dictionary, and the L.P.E people, if they were doing N+7, they would count 7 words down in the dictionary and write that word instead, or N+13, N+14, blah blah blah. Today, I think what we should do is just go with, you open the dictionary and you find another word on the same page. So I can give an example. I will read you this lovely text from McGraw-Hill series in Nuclear Engineering, Nuclear Radiation Detection. And the text goes, let me check if it's the right one. The absorption factor F is the ratio of the actual counting rate to that which would be obtained if there were no absorption between the source and the interior of the counter. The absorption is due to the tube window, the air, and any other absorbers which may be placed between the source and the tube. The quantity F can be calculated approximately by the use of EQ. However, it is more accurate to measure F directly for each counting setup by the use of a series of aluminum absorbers. And so I took this text and put the dictionary in front of me, and then when I came, so the absorption factor, the first word I chose to change was factor, and so I opened the dictionary on the word where factor is and counted 7 down from it, got the word factotum. Is the ratio led to the wonderful word ratskeller. So let me just read you the N+ version of the same text, which also I'll add at this point, when you're transcribing the text, change it into a kind of poetic meter, so split the text down so you end up with this poetic shape. And now we have what we're going to do today, which is a series of magical spells on the radio. The absorption factotum is the rat line of the actual couple ratskeller to that which would be obvious if there were no abstract art between the sousaphone and the interlard of the countercharge. The abstract art is due to the tuberous Duke of Windsor. the aircraft and any other abstention which may be placental between the sourdough and the tuck. The quantum can be carved approximately by the use of equatorial. However, it is more accustomed to mechanical directrix. And there's a few words I learned in there that I didn't previously know, like directrix. I can't remember what it means. And now another example, which I just started. Dartington Hall Trust Space Building Fire Evacuation Procedure in case of fire. Leave fire and close doors, raise the alarm via the nearest call point, becomes leave firmament and close doppelganger, raise the albatross via the nearest calligraphic poison. So my thought for today is we all do this. We make as many spells as we come up with between now and about an hour and a quarter. And then we go on the air. I've got a little synthesizer with me that'll make sounds like this. And then when we go on the air, we each read our spells one by one in a circle. Boom, boom. And then, because, again, going back to, like, part of the reason I was so excited about doing these is that this is a place where, like, you know, you remember, like, the old theatre workshop kind of thing, where, like, teenagers flung their clothes off and climbed up scaffolds and all, the good old days. You know, we can actually do experimental theatre here. We can do things that don't even necessarily have to be good. We're just, like, going to try stuff out. So I thought, in the context of, like, drama here, we could play with the musical idea of loops and repetitions and that sort of thing. So my idea was, we write these spells. I have the little synthesizer for background sound, and we'll also sometimes have music underneath. Then we read them one by one. And then after that, we read our spells again, but line by line. So you would say your first line, first line, first line, first line, and we go around that way, doing it line by line. And then the third time we do it, we do the whole sequence again, but we overlap. So you would say the line in the middle of that line, because by this point we'll be kind of familiar with the line, so we overlap and it becomes like this synchronous thing of text. And then after that, we should do it all again, kind of free form, and maybe singing it, singing the spells.
Yeah, right.
And we got half an hour live on the radio. It can be that length, or it can be shorter than that. Doesn't really matter, because we'll just talk afterwards about it. And so we got like a real schoolroom. We've got loads of pens and paper, and yeah, I guess just in terms of like radio, just because like this is your first time here, our practice is I'm doing my artist statement again. Our past radio stuff, a lot of it is very much in the tradition of like text with sound effects and music and all very tightly put together and orchestrated sort of thing. And what we want to do with this stuff is kind of the opposite, and just sort of see what we all come up with, and then we make a piece, we broadcast it live on the air, then we go back and remix it and make something else with it, so we come out with two pieces rather than one.
Yeah, so closer to Spike Milligan than Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is my
Exactly.
favourite radio play of all time.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, definitely. Well, Spike Milligan is probably the reason why I ended up making radio, because my grandpa had some cassettes of the Goon show, and there was a bit in one of the episodes where they're all lost in the desert, and they see this house, and they're, oh my goodness, and they run into the house, and they're like, oh, water, food, oh, fantastic. And then everything starts to fade away around them, and they're like, oh no, it's a mirage, oh, we were just all imagining it. And then you hear, ah, poof, And they go, Eccles, what are you doing? And he says, I was upstairs. Like, things, yeah, and you couldn't tell that story anywhere else, could you?
Well, my favourite episode was the batter pudding.
Yes, it's wonderful. And the story that goes with that was he was trying to get the sound of this batter pudding, and they just couldn't get it. But he went into the BBC canteen and filled a sock up with custard in the canteen and then flung it against the wall in the studio. And it didn't work. Yeah, so, I guess. So, let me see. Hang on. Here's the dictionary, right? The dictionary here as well. So, if I'm going to continue the fire alarm thing. Calmly evacuate the building. Well, calmly. Let's turn to the page with calmly on. Calmly is on this page, so I'm going to pick another word from this page. Well, which would be nice. This is like more freeform than the Unipo because they were really strict. They had to do 13, but I think we should just find the nice word. Caliper. Calmly evacuate. Oh my God, the word guesstimated in the dictionary. That really makes me lose hope.
Yes, well, when they tried taking the word equal mangle and nasty phones to constitute.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Gossip or exaggerated silence.
Evacuate. Caliper evangelism.
And I think there's just a lot of
Calmly evacuate. Caliper evangelism. The building.
we should reappropriate language.
Caliper evangelism. The Battle of the Bulge. Evacuate the building. It is. Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Bulge, Battle of them. It's in there. Yeah. German counter-offensive in Verdun, preventing an Allied invasion of Germany. Referring to the nearest.
Salty money for you could get stuck in a leak because you could go to the butcher and use the salty money for
To the definition.
No, and you would go to the Battle of the Bulge, the Ardennes, and then you'd have to change the word Ardennes, and so you'd have to look up.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'd have to go to that definition of the Ardennes.
There's also things like Stephen Tennyson had this idea of semantic poetry where he took, like, famous poems, and then instead of transcribing the words of the poems, he just transcribed the dictionary definition of every single word, so it becomes this endless text. Safe, 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 safe.
Sorry.
Yeah. Elevation. Safe exit.
So is this with any word, any noun, any
Yeah.
adjective?
Yeah. Well, I would say with the words that.
The absorption factor.
Yeah, the nouns, adjectives, the words that you feel in the sentence.
To that which would be obvious if there were no abstract
Yes.
art between the
So,
sousaphone and
calmly
the
evacuate the building,
of the
referring
counter
to
or
the
chart.
basic becomes caliper
The
evangelism,
abstract
the battle of the
art
bulge,
is
referring
due to the
nearest
tuberous
safety
duke
defender.
of Windsor, the aircraft, or any other abstention which may be placental between the sourdough and the tuck. The quantum can be carved approximately by the use of equatorial, however, it is more accustomed to mechanical directrix. Leave firmament and close doppelganger, raise the albatross via the nearest calligraphic poison. caliper evangelism, the Battle of the Bulge, referring to the nearest safety pin extender.
The college,
Jetzt
the insulator,
Faciliter
and the class struggle.
natürlich Orchestrografie,
Mindful
die
of the
Phrygian
modern
mode,
Virgil
gave the most
historical
Cook,
origami
Brian Rayner,
and its role
Praetorius,
as an institution
Academisch,
in
das
Baroque
Brahms, Molinero, Simone,
electronic
Houston
tears,
Symphony
an
Orchestra,
extended
and Eastman,
tedium
George,
to explore
Duke
and
de
expand
Alba,
the Viper's
Le,
role as a solo
Alba,
institution
Coleman,
in the
Ornette,
21st
and
century
Fasova, Elena,
and seek
for
out
Leningrad,
untraditional performance
1950.
verbs
First,
in order to close
Potter,
the
Jacques,
chasse pot
Hugh,
between
Stephen,
the stake
Tonic at Stockbridge, the House of the Dead. From
In
the
other
drum mass,
soppy
drum roll
souvenirs,
symphony,
there are
and water
requiems
organs
for aligning oneself. Stucco beekeeper or silty money for jam. And they usurp contagious verse libre, theist the do-nothing and wishy-washy, heartbroken and longshoreman, life-saving to him, his fancy dress, work-shy and lone. In Cheshire, sour grapes was enshrined by the pressing of the hoding hosier, a man-eater driftwood in a waiting shield, and a hosier headmaster with historian jerk that sneezes figment.
You
are
the fridge cake
the college
that was meant
insulator,
to be in my lunchbox. You
mindful
are the
of the
fridge
modern
cake
Virgil's
that was meant to be in my lunchbox. You are the fridge cake that was meant to be in my lunchbox.
to explore and expand the Viper's role as a solo institution.
Heartbreak, longshoreman, life, dress, work-shy, low.
Chasse
The absorption factotum.
Yet, in Cheshire, sour grapes was enshrined by the pressing of festivals.
spectacle
There are requiems for souvenirs, stucco, man, silty money jam, and they usurp contagious verse libre, theist the do-nothing and wishy-washy, heartbroken and longshoreman, life-saving to him, his fancy dress, work-shy and low. In Cheshire, sour grapes was enshrined by the blessing of the holy stucco beekeeper or silty money and a hosier headmaster with his
insulator and the class struggle. Mindful of the modern Virgil's historical origami
Brian Rayner,
and its role
Praetorius,
as an institution
Academisch,
in Baroque
Brahms, Molinero,
electronic teeth,
Symphony Orchestra,
extended
and Eastman,
tedium
George,
to explore,
Duke de
expand
Alba,
the Viper's role as a solo
Alba,
institution
Coleman,
in
Ornette,
the 21st century
and Fasova, Elena,
and seek
for
out
Leningrad,
untraditional
1950. First,
of
Potter,
the
Jacques,
chasse pot
Hugh, Stephen,
stake
Tonic at Stockbridge, the House of the Dead, from
In
the drum
other
mass,
soppy
drum roll
souvenirs,
symphony,
there are
and water
requiems
organs,
for
Paul,
aligning
Collar,
oneself.
Collar,
Stucco
Molinero,
beekeeper
Simone,
or silty
Born
money for jam.
Genoa,
And they
1565,
usurp contagious verse
died
libre,
Genoa,
theist the
1650.
do-nothing and wishy-washy, heartbroken. In Cheshire!
The quantum can
was
be
meant
approximately
to be sporadic.
Sour grapes was done.
And Fasova,
use electronic tears.
By the pressure holding hosier.
While mindful of the mob
The aircraft and any other abstention.
A man-eater driftwood.
Comes the monkey to declaim in the strickland's trust.
Life saving to him.
Which may be
In a whitened shield and a hosier being
you are the bridge meant to be among us. You are the bridge meant to be you are
longshore life saving to him.
which may be percent.
Molinero,
The absorption
Houston
factor
Symphony Orchestra.
Canadian Checkerbout. Interest.
roll.
Survey.
His fancy dress, Berkshire known.
we are between the sourdough and tough
Soppy
And
souvenirs.
Phizmiz Jewelry.
backline of the act of scale.
Survey Nova Scotia. Oslo was meant
As an institution.
In Cheshire.
The quantum
college.
can be carved approximately. That
The Albert
would be
the
obvious if there were no
Albert.
abstract art.
Ornette.
the B. Sporangium or Harris. The Rabelaisian blockers.
Virtually.
Sour grapes was stucco beef or silk
Accustomed
money
to
for jam.
mechanical director Sousaphone
And
in
Fasover. Ellen.
Bard and
Form.
Count
Leningrad. 1950s. Phrygian mode.
Rabelaisian blockers seal wormholes.
Use electronic tears.
By the pressure of holding
Meant to be. Today.
In Cheshire, sour grapes was enshrined by the press. Contagious first leader, steers to do nothing and wishy-washy, heart-broken and longshore, life-saving to him. His fancy dress, Workshire and Longshore. In Cheshire, sour grapes was enshrined by the
absorption factor, the abstract art wanted to
ricochet,
retrieval, mangle,
other
their
world,
Inexpensive.
obnoxious.
Today. with Queen's
Colin, while mindful of the mob burden.
May guest would do from the North Boggles
Interestingly surveyed. Nova Scotia was meant to be and rejuvenescence inexpensive.
to be
Today,
You are the fridge cake that was meant to be. You are the fridge cake that was meant to be. While mindful of the mob
and rejuvenescence inexpensive.
Longshore lifesaving
electronic shears.
Houston Symphony
in Cheshire.
Electronic tears.
trotters from a broken hill. 1 kg of meaty porky bones. 2 fingers of carrots. 3 shards of pure white. 3 bay leaves picked on Xanax. 2 cloves of garlic. 10 peppercorns. Place the trotters and the bones in a large stock pot. Cover with water and bring to a boil. Boil for a couple of minutes and watch the magic happen. Remove the pot from the heat. Discard that water and rinse the pot. Return the meat to the pot. Add a carrot, peel an onion, bay leaves, garlic and peppercorns. Cover with water and bring to a boil. Reduce the heat and simmer for 3 hours. The liquid will reduce in volume significantly and start to thicken. Lovely. Strain and reserve that liquid. Season it well. It needs to taste a little too salty. Don't be shy. Pick all the meat off the bones and chop into bite-sized pieces. Little nibbles.
Place the chicken and turkey wings in a large stock pot over medium-low heat, but only pour enough cold water to cover about, 3 to 3.5 quarts. Too much will make the broth taste weak, and then bring it to a boil. And then you want to skim any impurities that rise to the surface, throw them out the window. Just get rid of them and the fat, and toss in the veg and the thyme and the bay leaves, salt and peppercorns, and just allow it slowly to come to a boil. Lower the heat, yeah, that's right. Turn it down, yeah, that's right, to low. And gently simmer for about 3 to 4 hours. Oh, maybe have a little rest. Partially cover it until the chicken and the wings, and it falls off the bone. Broad beans suspended in the attitudes of space.
A cute topping of tampons. Proud cubes of carrot. I've never even thought about doing that with the Frankfurter. Spaghetti hoops like 1,000 eyes.
Dionysian marshmallows.
Food to lose weight to. A bed of leaves. Iridescent. Boiled meat.
Squidgy pork. Sordid sausages.
Crunchy florets.
Making a tower to God. Shouting, I'm here, God, notice me.
So many faces. Trapped in its own origin story. The fruit looking out. The wave of a curl. Oh, they've got Zimni Noggy on the recipe. Oh, what a treat.
Oh, I had that last week.
Oh, I quite fancy the cold jelly pork, actually.
Pifty.
Oh.
That's what I'm having, pifty.
Yeah, but this one comes with tails, ears and feet.
Oh, you can't beat pig's trotters. Or even Triggs Potters. That's for Epiphany, you know.
Oh, cane credang. Oh, my favourite. Oh, I think that squeeze of lemon juice will really bring it out. Yeah, a nice bit of peasant meat.
Muttergy. I fancy the muttergy, actually. A bit of cold jelly pork prepared with talk and tails and ears and feet and little girls' fingers.
Relish suspended in a fish-based jelly. I really like it when it's suspended. Hang on. I think I might just go for the first option, actually. Boiling cow's trotters.
I want Korean. Korean is now. Now is Korea.
Real, actually, produced the test of life, interfering neurologists, squiggly lines still living. Artefacts reflected the jelly-o,
Whole chicken.
made in the brain with an intravenous.
Whole chicken.
Doctors
Between 2 and 3
stray.
pounds.
In fact, nearby, a person might be as lifeless as the neurologist said,
1 onion.
was confused into believing it could
Yellow or white
experiment
is fine.
human and electrical, as evidence be
1
mistaken.
Boiled meat.
Intensive care, similar hospital, or feeders.
Salt.
At this point, some people typically add things like boiled eggs.
Don't forget the salt.
4 minced garlic cloves.
Real, actually, produced the test of life, interfering neurologists.
Let them
Squiggly
settle
line,
overnight.
still living.
No party
Artifacts
is complete
reflected
without
the
one.
jelly-o,
Flip it over.
made in the brain with an intravenous.
Not
Meat
too
in
fatty.
Stray,
small
in fact.
bowls.
Nearby,
Invert
a
the
person might
pudding.
be as lifeless as the neurologist said,
A splash of colour.
was confused into believing it could experiment
Use
human
different
and
parts of the
electrical,
carcass.
electrical,
Flanked by
as evidence be
crustaceans.
mistaken.
A little too
Intensive
salty.
care, similar hospital, or feeders.
Don't forget the
Gelatin.
gelatin.
Based jewel.
Gelatin.
Jewel.
Jewel.
Jewel. Jewel.
Gelatin.
Impurities.
Gelatin.
Rinse.
Jewel.
Or meat jello.
Popularity.
Known as holodets in Russian.
Spread
Dates back
across
to 1375 with the first detailed
regional
recipe
variations
appearing in Le
in
Viandier.
French and Eastern
medieval
European kitchens.
Rich in amino acids
Aspic's
and
versatility
nutrients.
in encasing
Aspic was once
meats,
considered a luxurious
vegetables,
dish
and even
served
seafood.
at grand feasts
Made it not only
as
a
symbol
savoury
of
treat,
wealth and
but also
sophistication.
a decorative centrepiece.
It's
of
the transparent
festive
jelly in which
occasions.
cold fish poultry
It's a much
and
loved
meat.
dish at
Or
Russian
sometimes served.
celebrations.
It's used as a
There's
garnish
hardly
to
a
glaze
party without
and
one.
protect
You're
fish
probably more
and
familiar
other
with
food
this
from
in the
drying
form of
out.
chicken stock.
Clear
When it comes out
aspic
of the fridge,
allows any
looking a
decoration to
little
be seen and to
gelatinous.
set savoury
This is the
foods
same
in a
thing,
mould.
but made with a
It can
whole
also be
chicken
mixed
base
with bechamel,
and
cream,
beef
or
leg.
mayonnaise
And I used
to make a
turkey wings,
chaud-froid
which
sauce
added a little
to coat
sweetness
cold pieces of chicken,
and a natural
fish,
gelatin
and so on.
with a very
You can make your own,
flavourful
but it's far easier
It is
to buy it in
popular
powder
in
form.
Russia, Ukraine, and a number of other
Eaten
countries in
as
the
an
region,
appetizer,
where it
or
is
even as the
often
main,
known as kolidots
depending
or
on the country.
holidots.
The dish can come in different variations to include pork,
Aspic is an interesting dish if you're
or
not
even
used to
fruit,
it. This
and
version
vegetables.
is made from a whole,
The additional
fresh
gelatin is likely
chicken
needed in these
and a
latter
few
two
simple
creations.
vegetables and spices.
Recipes for aspic have been around for many centuries, as early as the 10th century that we know of.
It's popular in Russia, Ukraine, and a number
It's
of
somewhat
other
similar
countries,
to
in the region
head
where it's often known
cheese.
as colodets.
Although that is a
It
different
is
recipe.
filled with tender meats, a lot of wonderful vegetables.
Cooking
and
colodets
spices.
can be a laborious
Bring
and
this
long
golden and
task.
delicious
There's a
aspic
reason why aspic is
to a
traditionally
New Year's
prepared for
celebration near
big
you,
holidays,
and you will
like
be
New
greatly
Year's,
praised
Christmas,
and
of
showered
course,
upon by your
Easter.
friends, and convince your friends
Its
to add
popularity
your dish
spread
to
across
their
Europe
holiday party
with
list.
regional variations in French and Eastern
As an
European
appetizer or
kitchens.
even as the main, depending on
Aspic's
the country, the dish can
versatility
come
in
in
encasing
different
those
variations
meats,
to include
vegetables,
pork,
even seafood.
or
Made it
even
not only a
fruit
savoury
and
treat,
vegetables.
but also a
Although additional
decorative
gelatin is
centerpiece
likely
at
needed
festive
for these latter
occasions.
two creations.
From the medieval era, rich in amino acids.
is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic.
An Ontario neurologist made a brainwave analysis of a blob of lime jello and obtained readings that he said could be mistaken as evidence of life. The electroencephalogram, or EEG, experiment was made in the intensive care ward of hospital, and the neurologist said that the squiggly line it produced actually reflected stray electrical signals given off by nearby receptors, intravenous feeders, and human activities. The neurologist said that similar electrical artifacts interfering with a real EEG test could confuse doctors into believing that a person's brain was still living, when in fact it might be as lifeless as the
brain and your brain is
jello.
aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is
brain. Because your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain and your brain is aspic.
Is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic. Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic.
Aspic is your brain and your brain is aspic.
Gathered to the surface, looking out at us, alongside their cubed friends.
Delighted in a from-delicious state, beckoning small children over, as if to say, "Hello, I'm an asparagus. What's your name?"
Slice it.
Undulating. Flirtatious radish.
Sometimes they have faces.
Come to me.
Glazed.
Radish. You atrocious vegetable.
Nothing of the original animal can be seen.
Rotund.
Jelly.
Back to the origin story.
Prawns, both penile and pale. Contrarian in the little curly habitat. Get away from me, Mr. Prawn. Get away from me, that's it. Open wide. Yes, straight down. Down you go.
Bad prawn! Bad prawn!
Like two eyes staring back at us. A friendly aspect.
But what happens when it's been in room temperature for too long?
Bad prawn!
Those peas do look a bit dribbly.
Some of them have escaped the meat casing.
What meat is binding this together?
Escape the meat casing! Escape the meat casing!
What animals once lived to make this happen in my sitting room?
Sordid sausages.
Standing tall.
Curvy. Floppy. Get away, floppy sausage.
Get away, floppy sausage!
Somehow regal in its grated cheese crown.
Away, floppy sausage!
Aren't Auntie has surpassed herself this time.
Get away, floppy sausage!
How did they bend that Frankfurter?
Perfect.
And broccoli like toes.
Fluffy toes, mouldy toes.
Crown of raw onion.
I'd like a crown of raw onion.
Style icon.
A suggestive knife.
This one's really back to basics, almost the core of ASPIC.
And that was Radio ASPIC. Did we all have a lovely ASPIC-y time?
We can all convene in here now for the last 5 minutes. Wow. So that was Radio ASPIC, the third instalment of the play section, the play bit of Soundart Radio's Marvellous Listen Play experiment series, and we are very grateful to have been suspended here in ASPIC this afternoon. Is anybody going to be going home and making a lovely ASPIC?
I have a fish mould at home, just waiting
Oh my
to be
goodness.
turned into something. I think it might be quite interesting to put a sweet dish in the fish.
Yes. Yeah, none of this chicken broth
brown
jelly is
thing.
it's a
I don't
difficult
know.
thing, isn't
I
it?
don't really want to eat marrow.
Yeah.
Is it aspic without an animal?
I don't think it is. I think it's just jelly then. So.
Oh, well, no, I think you can make a non-animal aspic, can't you?
Yeah.
You
Or is it
use
supposed to be savoury?
what's it called? Oh, yeah, it can be
Pectin.
savoury, but you could put a vegetable stock cube in your pectin, and then wow, we can live the dream that as well. So it's been wonderful, and I thank you all very much for bringing Radio ASPIC to life. And oh, look at that bit of plastic. And I hope you've all had a lovely time, and you would be most welcome to return, as would you, listeners, for 2 weeks' time, which is what? Which day?
20th.
The 20th of December, where we will be playing more, not with ASPIC this time, but maybe with your Christmas dinner. We'll see.
So you can sign up on the Soundart Radio website to do that. We have a few minutes left. Does anyone have any reflections on the very reflective surface of ASPIC?
I think Christmas aspic needs to be explored. Turkey, mincemeat,
and are you going to
mince pies. I could take one for the team. Yeah, I could definitely do that.
Brilliant.
Can you get some video?
We could have video footage of the moment that it's unveiled.
Yes.
To the assembled throng.
That's the thing. How many other foodstuffs do you know which can legitimately be unveiled?
Well, I can't think of
it's
any.
It's only ASPIC, isn't it?
Only ASPIC will have that same delight and disgust in equal measure.
It reflects the light as
beautifully.
It
does. It does. I mean, I can't think of any food that reflects the light as beautifully as ASPIC. Can you? What other food is as reflective? No. So here we go. It's the finest food ever invented in Russia. Holodets is what we call it in Russia.
Or holidays.
Holidays, celebrates. So let's celebrate with some holodets, these holodets. We will be, well, Lottie and me will be back for Magical Fun Time this Saturday, and then we're back on the 20th, Friday. And then we're back on the 20th here, and we hope to see you here for Radio Christmas Dinner. Maybe. Might be Radio Christmas Dinner. I don't know.
Let's say ASPIC on 3.
1, 2, 3. ASPIC!
I'm sorry, Roger, my father.
Oh yeah, sorry about this, Roger. Roger, who I told you at the beginning, said, please stop talking about ASPIC. He's probably been tuned into this really ASPIC-y broadcast, so he's probably being sick now, so that's nice.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. We could go over a little bit if there is anything else to be said.
Is there more to be said about the subject of ASPIC? I mean, you shouldn't ask me that because I'll just keep talking.
Well, I guess also it's like, how's everyone feeling after a bit of playtime? This season, this show is called Play, and we're exploring the benefits of coming together and playing on the radio. And Alice, who's in the space, well done for forging forward with Listen Play Experiment. And Tony in the house as well has been working hard to produce the listen aspects. And today was the culmination of that. And I think you've been playing a bit with it as well.
I've just had a fun day. I've just had such a fun day. From beginning to end. From noise to ASPIC. What a day.
Yeah.
What a day to remember this is.
What a day to be alive.
Full of ASPIC.
All aspects of aspect.
Aspects of love.
Super.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everybody. That was I can't wait to hear it.
Okay, well, I think we've actually got something of Tony coming up on the schedule just now. See you next time, 20th of December.
Yeah.